How Stoicism differentiates love and sex. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium, teaches us the art of living in harmony with nature, focusing on virtue, wisdom, and emotional resilience. When it comes to human relationships, particularly love and sex, Stoics take a nuanced approach. While both are natural aspects of life, Stoicism distinguishes between the two in terms of emotional attachment, control, and the pursuit of virtue. 1. The nature of love in Stoicism. In Stoicism, love is viewed as a virtuous bond that is rooted in respect, affection, and a deep connection between two people. It is not based on fleeting emotions or physical attraction, but rather on the recognition of the other person's humanity and character. Stoic love is about the desire to nurture and care for another person, grounded in wisdom and mutual growth. For Stoics, love is something that aligns with their ethical principles. It requires reason and self-control. Instead of being driven by passion or lust, love should be an act of will, an intentional decision to act with kindness, patience, and justice. The Stoic view on love emphasizes eudaimonia, flourishing, as the ultimate goal, both for oneself and for the loved one. It's about mutual support and growing together in wisdom, not about dependence or attachment. Key takeaway: Stoic love is virtuous, thoughtful, and based on deep emotional and intellectual connection, free from the turmoil of fleeting desires. 2. The nature of sex in Stoicism. In contrast to love, sex is seen more as a natural physical act that can be pleasurable but should not dominate one's life. Stoics recognize that humans have natural desires, and sexual desire is a part of human nature. However, they caution against excessive indulgence and the loss of self-control in pursuit of physical pleasure. Stoicism teaches that while it's natural to have sexual desires, one should not become enslaved by them. Sex in the Stoic view is not inherently good or bad, but it should be approached with moderation and not used as a means of escape, validation, or distraction from personal growth. The Stoics believe that indulging in physical pleasure at the expense of rationality and virtue leads to a loss of self-mastery. In fact, they advocate for continence, the ability to exercise self-control over one's desires. Key takeaway: Stoics acknowledge sex as a natural part of life, but emphasize self-control, moderation, and the importance of not letting physical desires overshadow reason and virtue. 3. Love and sex, the Stoic distinction. While love and sex are both natural human experiences, Stoicism differentiates them by the level of emotional and intellectual involvement. Love is seen as a more elevated pursuit, grounded in virtue, respect, and personal growth, whereas sex is viewed as a physical act that, while natural and not inherently negative, requires careful management to avoid excess or distraction. In Stoic philosophy, love transcends physicality. It is not about possessing or controlling another person, but rather about forming a connection that fosters mutual flourishing. Love, when aligned with Stoic principles, does not lead to attachment, jealousy, or dependence. It is grounded in wisdom and justice, contributing to personal and collective eudaimonia. Sex, on the other hand, is treated more pragmatically. The Stoic goal is not to suppress sexual desire, but to control it. Sex should not become the focal point of one's life or interfere with higher goals of virtue, self-discipline, or intellectual pursuits. It's about finding a healthy balance where both love and sex can coexist without one overpowering the other. The role of virtue in love and sex. Virtue plays a central role in how Stoics view both love and sex. For Stoics, virtue is the ultimate good, and it should be the guiding principle in all aspects of life. In love, virtue helps to create a healthy, balanced relationship based on respect, understanding, and growth. In sex, virtue ensures that the physical act is neither an obsession nor a means of exploitation, but an expression of mutual respect and self-control. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, advised that self-control should be applied to both love and sex. He emphasized that if one cannot exercise control over desires, they risk becoming slaves to passion. The Stoic ideal is to engage in both love and sex from a place of rationality and moderation, where neither overwhelms the other. The importance of self-sufficiency. A central tenet of Stoicism is self-sufficiency, the ability to live independently of external circumstances or dependencies. In relationships, Stoics maintain that true love should not create dependency. You should be complete and content within yourself before seeking out a connection with someone else. Self-sufficiency in love means that you do not rely on the other person for your happiness or sense of worth. In contrast, Stoics view an excessive reliance on sex or physical attraction as problematic. Using sex as a way to escape or cope with emotional deficiencies is seen as a form of weakness and indulgence. By cultivating self-sufficiency, a Stoic can approach both love and sex with greater clarity, maturity, and balance.